Okay, welcome back to my channel, everybody. It's lovely to have you here. That's such a weird thing to say. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm very much a sort of health, nutrition based type of YouTuber. Oh well, trying to be anyway. But today's video is a little bit different. I wanted to focus on mental health, and I've just recently gone through a bit of like a whirlwind of a relationship with somebody, and I definitely came out learning some helpful tips and tricks to get through a breakup. And I just wanted to share that with you guys today. Focusing on food and diet, nutrition, and all that sort of stuff is great, but it's not at all the full story when we talk about health. And so in this video, I sort of wanted to touch on mental health and, you know, how to go through a hard situation. It doesn't just have to be a breakup with somebody, but going through any sort of tough situation and getting through that well. And so that's what this video is going to be about. I hope you guys enjoy. I've written a little list of things down, which came rather easily because most of the do's and particularly the don'ts I've done before, so I'm speaking from experience. So I reckon let's just dive straight in to the video. Also, forgive me, it's like raining outside, but I really wanted to film this today, but you know what, maybe the rain will be atmospheric to this, you know, the video. Okay, so tip number one in regards to don'ts is don't replay memories. I'm like queen of doing this. Like, what if, what could have been, oh, what if this happened, or what if that happened, or what if I did this instead? And so you sort of replay memories, and you also rehash like what could have been, and you start sort of creating these new fantasy sort of ideas of what could happen. To be honest, as much as that feels good in the time to replay maybe sweet memories or things like that, in the long run, it's really just going to torture you a little bit, and it's also going to slow the healing process that your heart needs to go on. I really struggled with the idea of trying to let go of the memories because I thought these memories are so sweet and beautiful. I can't just let them go and forget them because then they'll just be off, and they were so sweet and so true and so real. And like, letting go of these memories doesn't mean forgetting them or throwing them away. It just leaves you open to picking up new memories with new people and new experiences. Tip number two is following on from that is don't blame yourself. If I had done this, maybe it had, you know, worked out better if I had said that, or if I'd been kinder with this, you know. Don't torture yourself, you know, with what's happened in the past. What's happened with the past has happened. It's never a case of win-lose. It's a case of win or learn. You know what I mean? So it's more an idea of learning from your past and growing from your past than holding yourself back in your past with blame and shame. Tip number three is stop or don't compare yourself. Maybe he would have stayed if I was prettier, or if I was taller, or if I was, you know, funnier, or if I was smarter. And you need to understand that, you know, you are perfectly, wonderfully made just as you are. And someone is out there that is going to fall in love with you. The parts that you love about yourself and the parts you wish you could change. Don't ever try and be somebody else just to satisfy someone else. Tip number four is don't compromise. Just because it didn't work out with a great guy doesn't mean that you have to settle for an okay guy. I've definitely fallen into the trap of going, you know, there are so many great guys, but they're, you know, already in relationships, or like I feel like there's no one left. Does that mean I have to settle for second best? Trust me, it is far better to stay single for the right reasons than to be with someone for the wrong reasons. Tip number five, no matter how crappy you are feeling, and again, I'm preaching to myself right now, don't message him, yeah? And as much as perhaps you're in a situation where you want clarity, you need confirmation, or from me, just need closure, you know, it's really easy to get over somebody once you know why. And sometimes in relationships, you just don't get closure. And you need to actually be okay with that and okay with knowing, you know, that's their journey, that's what they're on. And you have to know and own your journey and going, you know, I'm not going to throw myself back in that mess by messaging him, you know, wondering if he's thinking of me because I'm thinking of him. Look after yourself by not throwing yourself back in that situation, which goes along the same lines of don't replay memories and things like that, because you're just going to slow the process down of like moving over them. Last tip number 6 is probably the hardest one, but it's the most important, is learn to forgive. Forgive him and forgive yourself at the same time, because you're never really going to be able to move on and enter a new relationship if you're stuck holding on to a piece of them with like pain and regret or hurt. Forgiveness doesn't mean saying what you did is okay. Forgiveness means like letting go of them so you can be you, you know? Yeah, I hope that makes sense. And don't worry, like it can take some time as well, and it's okay for you to take some time to forgive them, but make sure you're working towards that goal. Okay, sad stuff aside, let's talk about the do's. When you've gone through a yuck breakup, this is what you do. Tip number 1 is go out. As much as you can be in a funk, and trust me, I've been there, go out, have fun, go get dressed up, put on makeup, put on some heels, go to the city, or like make some new memories is really the idea, because too often we can just be in our heads thinking about what has happened when we need to start living in the now, you know? So go out with your friends, go make new memories, have some fun, which follows on to tip number 2, which is hang with friends, be around family, yeah? And this can mean going out, or it can also just mean Netflix and chill time with your friends. They are your rock in this time. When things feel so shakeable, you know, these are the people that are gonna stick around you, support you, and encourage you and uplift you, yeah? You can feel like you just wanna isolate yourself. You've got no motivation to do anything. Force yourself to be around friends, to go out, have fun, yeah? Tip number 3 is, what is it? Oh yes. Make future plans. Have something to look forward to, whether that's like, for me personally, like I'm planning a holiday to do in January. So it's like, have something to look forward to. Have a future plan, something that, again, you're distracting your mind. You're thinking of something else, and you're getting excited about new plans. Tip number 4, start a new project. So for me, I've decided I'm gonna write and illustrate a picture book. I've always wanted to do it, so I just thought, you know what, now I've got some more free time, you know, let's start a new project, because you want to keep busy. You want to have something to focus on, yeah? Because again, too often your mind can just go straight back to that relationship. You just start turning the cogs. You start thinking about the relationship. When you need to keep busy. Throw yourself into something that you've always wanted to do. Maybe you've always wanted to go do rock climbing, or you wanted to learn how to salsa dance. You know what I mean? Start a new project. And tip number 5, I think, is the most important one of all. It's to watch Ellen. Ellen has got me through some very sad times, because you know what? She's so positive, and you can't help but watch videos and just find yourself laughing. And that's really my point, is to, whether it's Ellen or, you know, watching whatever, you know, force yourself to laugh, to smile. I love watching Ellen with her like inspirational stories where she helps other people, and it sort of inspires me, and it gets me off thinking about myself, and it gets me onto thinking about others. And yeah, I can't help but watch Ellen and laugh and have fun, and it keeps me positive, yeah? So literally before I go to bed every night, I watch some Ellen, because it just puts me in a good mood, and I'm happy when I go to sleep. And tip number 6, now that I think about it, is also very important, is make sure that you're keeping on top of sleeping well, eating well, exercising well, because looking after all those areas of your life really does help your mental health as well. There are so many studies showing that going for a walk, being in nature, all of those things just help a happy and peaceful, calm mind. So make sure you throw yourself out there in nature. I love going for walks. I go for a walk pretty much every day and I listen to a really inspiring and encouraging podcast, you know. I love doing that. It just gets me out of the house and gets me, oh, wait, don't, oh, it's gonna die. Oh. Okay, we're back. Sorry, my camera overheated. But pretty much, guys, what I really wanted to what's the word? Emphasize? Sure, let's go with emphasize. What I really wanted to emphasize is that when you go through a breakup, I want you to know it's okay to cry, to wallow, to stay in your pajamas all day, stay in bed all day, eat ice cream. That's okay. I don't want you to beat yourself up with the way you're feeling, because for me that was the biggest thing. I would get really annoyed with myself for not being over the relationship or not being over him quickly, you know. I'd want to be that strong, independent woman that didn't need no man and was like, oh, you don't want to be with me? That's fine, sure thing, I'm cool. You know, I wanted to be that sort of woman. But you know what? I'm really not. I'm someone that loves and cares and throws my everything into someone. And so when that doesn't come back to me, it hurts. So I want you to be kind to yourself in this process. And you know, it's not like there's a time limit or an expiry date on how you're feeling. And you know, past 2 weeks, then you'll be feeling fine. You know, it really is a roller coaster. There are some days that are good and some days that are bad, and don't beat yourself up for feeling like you've fallen back into wallowing or into, you know, thinking of him. Just be kind to yourself in the process. Time really does heal a multitude of wounds. I want you to remember that your worth and your identity isn't found in a relationship. It's not found in a guy, and just know that if he can't see your value or your worth, then it doesn't mean that your value and your worth is not there. It just means you're dating a blind guy that couldn't see it, yeah? Pretty much just in conclusion, I want you guys to be kind to yourself in this process. Surround yourselves with friends, family that'll uplift you and encourage you, and stay positive, and you'll get through it. You really will. I hope that's everything. That I'm sure more things will come to me later. But anyway, that's sort of what I've been going through the past few weeks, and I just really wanted to share it with you guys because I hope that maybe it'll help somebody. And so, yes, that's all that I wanted to talk about today. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, all that jazz. It really supports my channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.